What is up, guys? I am back again here, and I'm bringing the channel back to its original roots here, okay? Bringing it back to its original purpose, which is to bring you guys information that will help you guys be more successful both defensively and offensively on the battlefield, okay? And I'm trying to keep it to where, you know, both free-to-play and pay-to-play players can benefit from, you know, everything here. Rather than just doing streams and gear checks all the time, we gotta throw some content out that's useful every now and then. Like my last video, which was HP versus defense. So if you guys didn't see that, I'll throw a link at the end of the video here. You guys can watch that. It's actually very beneficial to see the information that's in that video and take advantage of that when on the battlefield, okay? Now that video, I just want to point out there, I think I said it in that video, only pertains offensively. Those stats, HP, defense, and attack, as far as in the defensive role, I'm not sure how that really works yet. We still have more testing to do, so I'm not going to necessarily do a video on that anytime soon, but that will be coming in the future, okay? So that way we can get that information all compiled together and, you know, make sure it's as accurate as possible before presenting it to you guys. So anyways, today's video is coming out to what I feel the best formation is to be in defensively, okay? This is a defense video, but what formation is best for defense? Now, I want to tell you guys before I get started here, don't expect a lot of detail in this, okay? To get detailed, to get into detail, to get into theory crafting, to get into whatever discussion you guys want to get into as to why I'm going to give the answer that I give, you guys are going to have to bring that up in the comments below, okay? So I'm going to keep this very vague. I'm going to throw out what I think the best formation is. I'm going to tell you a little bit as to why I feel it is the best formation. But to carry it to that next level, I want some interaction from you guys, okay? Also, a heads up, I did start a Facebook page. You guys can find that link on the channel here. I'll also link that at the end of the video as well. That way you guys can go there and it'll be easier to do, I think, the giveaway contests and stuff like that here in the future. So the Facebook page is just one step closer to being able to do some giveaways and make things a little bit more fun for you guys. All right. Let's go ahead and get started now that I wasted 2 minutes and 22 seconds of your time. All right, we're not going to be talking about the ranged cavalry or infantry wedges, okay? We're not going to be talking about the wedges, period, because I don't feel that they deserve to be, they're just not defensive material, really, okay? They don't deserve any recognition whatsoever as defensive roles. I know you guys are probably going to be like, well, I defended in, you know, cavalry wedge, and you know, I don't care. All right, we're not talking about what you should and shouldn't do. We're talking about the best that you could do, and none of the wedges fall into the best of any defensive formation. So moving on, let's go ahead and talk about the formations that we will be talking about, which are the phalanxes. So you've got infantry phalanx, which is infantry up top, or in front, sorry, infantry in front, followed by your cavalry behind that, followed by your ranged behind that, okay? Then you've got, I know this is redundant, but just follow me here. Then you've got your ranged phalanx, which is ranged up front, infantry behind that, and then cavalry in the back. And then finally, you've got your cavalry phalanx, which is your cavalry up front, followed by your ranged, followed by your infantry in the back, okay? Now we can go through and look at what is going to counter what, okay? Say they are delayering you one at a time. Again, we're keeping this very simple because if you guys want to get into more detailed information, you need to drop some comments, either here or on Facebook, because I'm going to post this in both places, okay? Both places. So get the discussion started, and then we can continue this video in the comment section. So anyways, to counter this, to counter your front line, what are they going to send? They're going to send ranged, right? Ranged is going to be sent to counter your front line. Now, ranged countering your front line, assuming they break through your front line, there is nothing to really counter that ranged. We're going to end that right there. All right, going here. What are they going to use to counter your front line? They're going to use infantry. So infantry, if it breaks through your front line, there's nothing to directly counter it behind that. Why is there nothing to counter it behind that? Because it's going to become a neutral hit, okay? Now, what would be beneficial? This is kind of the worst. I would say this is the worst formation to sit in because your primary defense is all the way at the front. So if that gets eradicated, you've got nothing. You got nothing left but hopes and prayers. You know, you got nothing left after that. So you always want your range in the back, I feel, because no matter what the range is shooting at, whether it counters it or not, it's still damage being dealt. So range is not doing its job in the range phalanx. So we are going to eliminate the range phalanx as a possibility of what I feel the best formation is. So that still leaves cavalry, and that still leaves infantry, which brings us to the infantry phalanx, which is infantry up front, cavalry behind that, range in the back. So what are they going to attack you in infantry phalanx? The first, of course, direct counter is going to be cavalry. This puts them at a very big disadvantage. Why? Because cavalry does counter your infantry. However, your ranged are getting free shots on those cavalry, and range directly counters cavalry. All right. Now, assuming, well, no, we're going to leave it there. That's just, like I said, I'm keeping this basic, okay? So, between these two, what would you say the winner would be? What do you think I would pick between these two? Because if you're countering this one with the front line, then it's going to be a neutral hit after. And if you counter this front line, you're getting countered at the same time you're countering. And for that reason alone, actually there's more detail behind that, but I'm going to have to say, for that reason alone, I'm going to say infantry phalanx is the best formation to sit in for defending, okay? Now there's 1,000 scenarios, well maybe not that many, I don't think there's really that many scenarios you can come up with as far as versatility of troop formations, but there's plenty of scenarios you can throw out that I will still have to say infantry phalanx is still the #1 best. But to take it to that next level, like I said, you guys have to start getting active in these comment sections. Plus this will give reason to add some comments on the Facebook page. That way we can kind of like go back and forth there and theorycraft. So anyways, I hope that answers your question, is an in general answer. Again, I know I'm not giving too much detail, but pretty much just know that anything that gets thrown at the infantry phalanx is going to be countered. It doesn't matter what composition of troops are sent, the infantry phalanx is going to counter it. And that's kind of ironic that infantry phalanx is the first phalanx that you start the game with. After that, you have to unlock the rest. But honestly, my opinion is that infantry is the best, since it is the most difficult to successfully counter. Yeah. So anyways, that is it for now, guys. That is it for now. I will see you guys in the next video.